Captain Ray sat quietly in his chair, staring at the stars outside the ship's front window. The space around him was dark and silent. His crew, 5 humans from Earth, worked calmly at their stations. They had just finished a routine patrol. Near the edge of Sector 17, everything was normal until the signal came. "Captain, we are receiving a distress signal," said Mia. The ship's communication officer. Ray stood up quickly. "Human?" Mia shook her head. "No, sir, not human, but the message is in English." That caught everyone's attention? A non-human signal in perfect English? That was impossible. Or at least it should be. "Put it on speaker," Ray ordered. A strange, calm voice filled the ship, female, soft, but clear. "This is Medic Sayla of the Karen fleet. I require assistance. I am injured and my ship is failing. I need a sample." "A human sample," the message repeated. Then silence. Ray looked at his crew. "Location? 2,000 kilometers west," said. "The pilot decks, near a dead moon, no ships nearby." Ray made his decision fast. "Set course. Let's find her." 20 minutes later, their ship approached a small, broken alien shuttle. It floated silently, smoke leaking from one side. Lights flickered inside. The design was strange silver, smooth, with glowing lines that looked like veins. Ray and Mia entered the alien craft carefully, wearing light armor and scanners. Inside it was quiet. Too quiet. Then they saw her. A tall female figure stood near the back. Her skin was light blue, her eyes silver like mirrors. She didn't move. She just looked at them. "Are you Medic Sayla?" Ray asked. She nodded once. "Yes, you received my message. Thank you." She didn't seem afraid. In fact, she looked calm, almost too calm for someone in a damaged ship. "You said you needed help," Ray said. "And a sample?" "Yes," Sayla replied. "A human sample. It is important. It is urgent." Ray looked confused. "What kind of sample? Blood? DNA?" Sayla stepped forward. "I will explain. But not here. Your ship is better? Safer?" Mia looked at Ray, unsure. Ray paused, but finally nodded. "All right. Come with us." Back on Ray's ship, Sayla was quiet during the walk. Her eyes studied everything, but she spoke little. She kept her strange silver case close to her. In the medical room, she opened the case. Inside were tools Ray had never seen, glowing, floating, smooth as glass. Ray crossed his arms. "Now tell me, what kind of sample are you talking about?" Sayla looked at him. Her silver eyes blinked slowly. "I need genetic balance. I need connection. You are a match." "What kind of connection?" he asked, a little uneasy. She stepped closer. "This is not harmful. It is part of our survival process. Your DNA is ... compatible. Your body can handle the transfer." Ray laughed nervously. "Transfer? You said sample? That sounds like more than just taking blood." She tilted her head. "It is more, but safe. I will guide you." Ray looked at Mia, who was standing near the door. "She didn't like this one bit," Sayla suddenly added. "It must be done in private." "Others may interfere. They will not understand." Ray hesitated. Something about her voice, soft, calm, strange, pulled him in. Against his better judgment, he nodded. "Fine, but if I feel anything wrong, it stops, understood?" "Yes," Sayla said, almost smiling. "Please lie down." Inside the sealed med chamber, Ray lay on the bed while Sayla placed glowing devices on his chest and arms. The room felt warm. Too warm. "This may feel strange," she said. As soon as the tool touched his neck, Ray gasped. A strange energy passed through him, not pain, but something pleasant. His heart raced. His skin tingled. He felt weak, but not sick-like, like floating. "What is this?" he asked, voice shaking. Sayla didn't answer. Her hands moved fast, her face focused. A light moved over his chest like a scanner, but it glowed in patterns. His breathing slowed. His eyes closed for a moment. He wasn't sure how. Much time passed, then suddenly the feeling stopped. Ray opened his eyes. He tried to sit up, but he couldn't. His arms felt heavy. "What did you do?" he whispered. Sayla looked at him gently. "It has begun. Do not be afraid." Ray's vision blurred. He saw Sayla's face above him. and her eyes looked brighter now, almost glowing, than darkness. Asterisk Captain Ray opened his eyes slowly. The light in the med chamber was dim now, glowing with a soft blue color. His body felt strange. Not painful dash, just ... different. Heavy and light at the same time. He tried to sit up, but his arms didn't move as fast as he wanted. Then he heard her voice again, calm, close. "You're awake." "Good," said S.A. Lada. She stood beside him, watching him with those glowing silver eyes. She looked almost pleased. Ray blinked a few times. "What? What did you do to me?" "I took the sample," she said simply. "That didn't feel like a normal sample," Ray muttered, trying again to sit up. "That felt like my whole body was floating," Thala nodded once. "Because your body accepted the process. Most species reject it. You are stable." Ray finally sat up with effort. His breathing was slow, but deep. He could feel his own heartbeat loud and steady. "What process?" he asked. "You said you needed a sample. You didn't say I'd pass out." Thala picked up a small device from the table. It floated into her hand like it was made of air. "I took more than blood. I took a link," she said. "A living thread between our biology. You are now part of something new." Ray stared at her. "Are you saying I'm not fully human anymore?" "No," Thala said. "You are still human, but slightly more. You are now connected to me." Ray stood up, stumbling slightly. His legs were shaky but strong. Too strong. Every movement felt powerful, like his muscles were working at double strength. "You said this was safe," he snapped. "You didn't say anything about changing my body?" Thala stepped closer. Her voice softened. "I did not lie." "You are not harmed? You are enhanced?" "This was necessary." "Necessary for what?" She turned her back and closed her glowing case. "My people are dying. Our gene pool is collapsing. Only 1 in 1,000 births survives. We searched for generations for a species close enough to repair the code. And you picked humans?" Ray said, still breathing heavily. "Why?" "Because you are strong, adaptable, emotional. Your DNA is a match for ours." Ray narrowed his eyes. "So I'm a lab rat? A test subject?" "No," Thala said, turning to face him again. "You are the first. The only one who has survived the merge without pain. That makes you important." Ray ran his fingers through his hair. It felt strange, like his senses were sharper. He could hear the soft humming of the ship's walls. He could smell Thalla's skin clean like fresh rain. "What did you mean by connected?" he asked carefully. Thala didn't speak. Instead, she raised her hand and gently touched his forehead with 2 fingers. Suddenly, a flash. Ray gasped. He saw images, a burning sky, a dying world. Tall silver towers falling into black oceans, alien children crying, beings like Thala running, hiding, disappearing into space. It all came in 1 second, and then it was gone. Ray stumbled back. What was that?" "My memory," Thala said. "Our bond allows sharing. You saw my home." Ray looked at her, confused and breathless. "Why show me that?" "Because now you are part of the solution," she replied. "You carry my code? My people will study your blood, your response. They will learn." He shook his head. "You didn't ask me." "You just did it." Thala lowered her eyes. "I did not have time. My ship was failing. I was dying. I had one chance." Ray paced the room. His body felt stronger than ever, but his mind was racing. "What if I say no?" he asked. "What if I want this reversed?" She looked at him for a long moment. "Then I will do nothing. I will leave." "You will recover, but the link will fade and I will die." Ray stopped walking. "What?" "My body is now tied to your signal," Thala said. "I used the last of my energy to create the bond. If you break it, I break with it." Silence filled the room. Ray stared at her, trying to understand. She looked calm, but there was a pain behind her eyes. A deep sadness. "You risked your life for this?" he asked. "Yes," she whispered. "Because we are out of time." The door slid open behind them. Mia walked in, eyes wide. "Ray, are you okay?" she asked. "You've been in here for over an hour." Ray looked at Thala, then back at Mia. I think I'm fine," he said quietly. "But something happened. Something big." Mia's eyes went to Sayla. What did she do? Before Ray could answer, Sayla spoke. I saved him, she said. And now he must choose if he wants to save me. Captain Ray didn't sleep that night. He lay in his quarters staring at the ceiling. His body felt calm, but his mind was racing. Everything was different now. Since Sayla's procedure, Ray could hear sounds others couldn't. He heard soft metal creaks from deep inside the ship. He heard the hum of electricity in the walls. Even his own heartbeat sounded louder, stronger, and there was something else. He could feel Sayla not physically, but mentally, like her thoughts were shadows brushing against his own. It wasn't clear, but it was there. A silent whisper at the edge of his mind. He didn't know if that scared him or comforted him. The next morning, Ray walked to the medical room for a full checkup. Dr. Harvin, the ship's medic, scanned his body with a frown. This can't be right, Harvin muttered. What? Ray asked. Harvin looked confused. Your blood is regenerating faster than I've ever seen. Your muscle tissue is denser, your heart rate is perfect. In fact, your entire system is running at 120% normal function. Ray stared. That's not possible, Harvin nodded slowly. It's not supposed to be, but here you are. He paused, then said carefully, Captain, what did that alien do to you? Ray looked at the glowing panel beside him. I don't know. She called it a genetic link. Saw it I was compatible. Harvin leaned in. And you agreed to this? I didn't have much choice, Ray replied before Harvin could say more. The door opened and Sayla stepped in, her eyes locked with Ray's. You are stable, she said, her voice soft. Too stable, Harvin muttered under his breath. Ray stood up. I want answers, Sayla. My body's changing. What comes next? She nodded slowly. Next, you begin to feel the connection. Later that day, strange things began to happen. Ray stood in the engine room watching the crew work. Suddenly, he felt a wave of emotion fear. Not his own. He looked up sharply. Across the room, a young engineer named Joel was staring at a loose wire, frozen in place. Ray didn't know how, but he felt Joel's fear before the boy even moved. Ray walked over and gently pulled Joel away just seconds before the panel sparked violently. You saved me, Joel whispered, eyes wide. Ray said nothing. He was too stunned. How had he known? Hours passed. Ray's senses kept sharpening. His eyes adjusted instantly to dark rooms. His hearing picked up conversations from across the ship, but the strangest part, he could feel people. Their emotions flickered through him like soft heat. Then came the voice, Sayla's voice. Inside his head, Ray, can you hear me? He froze in the hallway. Do not be afraid, this is part of the bond. He looked around, but no one was there. We are linked now. I can speak to you without words, Ray whispered aloud. Can I speak back? Sayla's voice answered. You just did? That night, Ray sat alone in the observation deck, watching the stars. Sayla entered quietly. Her silver eyes were calm. You are changing faster than expected, she said. I feel different, stronger, but also like I'm not me anymore. Ray said, You are still you, Sayla said gently. But now you hold a part of us. You are both. Ray turned to her. What happens if I lose control? Sayla stepped closer. Then I will stop the process. I will protect you, even if it costs me. Ray looked into her eyes. He could feel her pain, her fear. Her hope? I don't know if I can carry this, he said. She placed a hand over his chest. You already are. The next morning, trouble came. Dex, the pilot, stormed into the command room. Captain, I just checked the med logs. Your vitals? They're not human anymore? Ray looked at him calmly. I know. You're infected, Dex said. That alien did something to you. We don't know what it is. You could be a danger. Mia stepped in between them. Dex, calm down. No, Dex snapped. We need to lock her up. And quarantine the... Captain, Ray stood slowly. I'm not a threat. Dex looked at him like he didn't believe it. We'll see about that. He turned and left, anger in his eyes. Sayla's voice echoed in Ray's mind. He fears what he doesn't understand, that's normal. But it won't stop what's coming. Ray whispered back, What is coming? There was a long silence. Then she answered, "The final stage." Asterisk Captain Ray sat in his quarters, hands pressed against his head, for hours. Whispers had filled his mind, half-formed thoughts, voices he didn't recognize, images that flashed like broken dreams. They weren't memories. Not his anyway. They were hers. The connection between them was no longer silent. It was alive. Growing louder every hour. He hadn't told the crew yet. Not even Mia. They already looked at him like he was changing into something else. Maybe he was. Suddenly, Ray felt a pulse in his chest, not pain but a wave of heat, as if something inside him had opened. Then he heard her again. "Ray, it is time." He looked up. "For what?" "For truth. You must see. You must understand." The air around him shimmered, and then the room disappeared. Ray blinked. He wasn't in his quarters anymore. He stood on a tall cliff under a red sky. Strange trees swayed in the wind. A twin sun burned above, casting long shadows across the rocky land. Below the cliff, a giant city sparkled with silver towers and floating bridges. Ray turned slowly. Behind him stood Selah, but she looked different. Her hair was longer. Her armor was smooth and bright. Her eyes glowed fully white. "This is my world," she said quietly. Ray stepped closer. "Is this real?" "This is memory," Selah replied. "You are seeing it through me." He looked down at the city. "It's beautiful." Selah's face turned sad. It was, until the collapse. Suddenly the sky changed. Dark clouds rolled in like a storm. The ground shook. A deep, echoing sound filled the air like a planet groaning. Ray saw people running in the streets. Buildings falling, giant machines crashing from the sky. "What happened?" he asked. "Our core began to break down. Our planet's energy was tied to our life. When it cracked, so did we." Ray watched as silver-skinned children were carried away in pods. Soldiers fought off fires with glowing shields. The air turned black. "Only a few of us escaped," Selah said. "The rest vanished." Ray turned to her. "And your species? How did you survive?" She looked away. "We didn't, not fully. Each generation grew weaker. Our genes were damaged by the collapse. Now only 1 in 1,000 children live past the first year." She touched her chest softly. "We were healers, creators, not warriors. We searched for centuries for a solution." Ray stared at her. "And you found Earth. We found you," she said. "The only species with wild, balanced DNA, strong emotions. Strong bodies, strong will, a perfect match." Ray lowered his eyes. "You said I was the first to survive the process." "You are," she said. He looked back at the city, now burning, fading to ash. "Why show me this?" he asked. "Because you carry my memory now," Selah replied. "And soon I may not be able to carry it alone." The scene vanished. Ray was back in his quarters, breathing fast, sweat on his skin. His heart was pounding, not with fear, but with grief. He had felt her pain like it was his own. He understood her now. Later, Ray stood in the mess hall with Mia. She studied his face carefully. "You look tired." "I saw her world," Ray said quietly. Mia blinked. "What?" She showed me her memories. "I don't know how, but I was there. I saw it all. Her city, her people, the collapse." Mia crossed her arms. "And you believe it?" "I felt it," he replied. "Every piece of it. It's real." She leaned closer. "Ray, you're not just changing on the outside? This thing, it's in your mind now." "She trusted me," Ray said. "She gave me part of her." Mia hesitated. "And what if it takes all of you?" Ray didn't answer. He didn't know. That night he met Selah again in the observation deck. She stood by the window, staring at the stars. "You saw my world," she said without turning. "Yes," Ray said. "And I finally understand what you've lost." Selah closed her eyes. "I did not want you to feel pain. But memory is not always gentle. I don't regret seeing it," Ray said. "But I have questions," she nodded. "Why me? Why not ask Earth for help?" She turned to face him. Would they have listened? Or would they have captured me? Dissected me? Turned me into a weapon? Ria had no answer. "You chose to help," she said. "Even when you didn't fully understand. That is why I chose." "You," he nodded slowly. "And the bond, can it be undone?" Yes, she said, but if it breaks now, it will hurt both of us. Possibly kill me. Ray stepped closer, then we stay connected. Her eyes softened. Are you sure? I'm sure of one thing, Ray said. You didn't come here to invade us. You came here because you were trying to save what little was left of your people. She touched his arm gently. Thank you, Ray of Earth. But just then, the alarms rang through the ship. Unidentified vessel approaching. Dex's voice echoed over comms. Big, armed, and it's not friendly. Ray and Sayla looked at each other. The past had revealed itself. Now the future was coming fast. Red lights flashed through the ship. Sirens echoed down every hallway. Captain Ray ran to the control room. Sayla moved beside him, silent but alert, her silver eyes glowing faintly. Dex was already at the main panel. That ship, it's huge. Definitely military, and it's scanning us. Ray looked at the screen. A dark, heavy cruiser hung outside the viewing window, shaped like a blade. Its guns were charged. Its signal was clear. Human Alliance command requesting immediate surrender of unknown alien on board. Mia leaned closer to Ray. They're here for Sayla. Ray felt it in his chest, a cold anger. He opened the comm. This is Captain Ray. The alien on board is not a threat. She's under my protection. A pause, then the voice replied, She's classified as a biothreat. You have 10 minutes to hand her over. The line went dead. Ray turned away from the screen and looked at Sayla. She stood calmly, but her eyes dimmed. They won't let you explain, Ray said. I know, Sayla whispered. To them, I'm a weapon, or a disease. Dex stepped forward. Captain, we can't fight that ship? They'll tear us apart? Mia added, There's another option. We hand her over, let the Alliance question her. Maybe she can make them understand. Ray looked at both of them. She's not just an alien anymore, she's part of me now? Sayla said quietly, I will go if you order it. I do not want your crew harmed. Ray didn't answer, but someone else did. Later that night. As the crew discussed options, Dex slipped away. He entered the medbay quietly. The lights were low. The silver case Sayla always carried sat on a table, glowing faintly. Dex opened it. Inside were the alien tools shimmering. Sharp, alive with energy. He reached inside, searching for something, anything he could use against her. That's when Mia walked in. Dex? She said, shocked. What are you doing? Dex turned quickly. She's dangerous, Mia. You've seen what she's done to Ray, his body, his mind. We don't know how far it goes. Mia frowned. He's still Ray. Dex held up a silver needle. What if he isn't tomorrow? Mia took a step forward. You want to betray him? I want to save him. Dex snapped. Before she turns him into something else. Behind them, the med bay door opened silently. Sayla stood there, watching them. Ray found them 10 minutes later. He had followed the strange feeling in his chest, a tension in the bond. Like a quiet alarm, he saw Dex standing, needle in hand. Sayla calm but tense. Mia caught in the middle. What is this? Ray asked sharply. Dex pointed at Sayla. She's changing you, Ray, bit by bit. You think she's helping you, but she's rewriting you. Ray stepped between them. Put that down, Dex. No, Dex said. I won't watch you lose yourself. Ray took a slow breath. Then don't watch, but you won't touch her. Dex's hands trembled. If the Alliance finds out we protected her, they'll destroy us. Ray stepped forward. I'd rather be destroyed for doing the right thing than live with betrayal. Dex's eyes softened, then dropped. The needle clinked as it hit the floor. Later, Ray sat with Sayla in the observation room. You shouldn't have protected me, she said softly. You risked too much. Ray shook his head. You told me your truth, now let me tell you mine. She turned to him. I was born in a war zone, Ray said. My parents died in a crossfire. I grew up learning that fear controls people, makes them hurt things they don't understand. He looked at her, his voice steady, but I promised myself one day I'd protect someone no one else would. Even if the world turned against me. Sayla said nothing, but her hand slowly reached for his. Their fingers touched. In that moment, Ray felt her calm. Her hope. And something else. Presence. Far away. watching Dot back in the control room. Harvin looked at the latest scans of Ray's body. His hands shook. Ray's neural activity had spiked again. Not just faster thinking pattern pulses. Like a second brain was forming, and in the readings, something terrifying appeared. An echo, not just Ray's mind, but a shadow beside it. A second signature. Harvin didn't understand it, but one thing was clear. Ray was no longer alone in his head. He downloaded the report onto a secure chip, locked it, and looked toward the window, outside. The Alliance ship still hovered, waiting. Watching. Meanwhile, in the dark corridor near the ship's storage bay, Dex opened a hidden channel. He spoke in a whisper. "This is Officer Dex from Patrol Vessel Aegis. The alien is still on board. Captain Ray has refused surrender." A pause. Then a cold voice replied, "Understood. If the captain won't hand her over, we will take her by force." Dex swallowed hard. He had just betrayed them all. The ship shook. A low hum spread through the walls like a pulse, deep, steady, rising. Ray sat upright in his bed, sweating, chest burning. His skin felt tight. Muscles ached, bones throbbed. The lights above flickered, and something sharp moved under his skin. He wasn't dreaming. He was changing. Again. In the control room, Mia yelled over the alarms. "They're powering weapons." The Alliance cruiser outside had moved closer. Its cannons glowed red, ready to fire. "They gave us time," Dex said. "And we wasted it." Mia turned to him. "You think betrayal was the answer?" Dex didn't reply. Behind them, Harvin ran in, holding a small drive. "This isn't just DNA change," he said, panicked. "Ray's entire nervous system is evolving. His brain is firing like it's hosting two minds." "Two minds?" Mia asked. Harvin nodded. "One is Ray's, the other, I don't know, but it's alive." In the medbay, Ray staggered in, gripping the wall. His skin glowed faintly under the light like veins full of silver. Sayla was waiting. She turned at once, walked to him, placed her hands on his temples. "Your body is entering the final phase," she said calmly. "You are aligning." "With what?" Ray groaned. "What's happening to me?" "With me," she answered. Ray's eyes widened. Sayla continued. "Your cells are adjusting to carry more than just human biology. Your mind is becoming a carrier. A bridge between us." "I'm not just human anymore," Ray whispered. "No," she said softly. "You are becoming something new." Outside, the Alliance ship launched a small vessel toward the patrol ship. A boarding pod. Doc saw it on the screen. He stood silently, guilt tightening in his throat. "They're coming," he said. Mia narrowed her eyes. "Then we better be ready." Ray stood in the center of the medbay now. Sweat poured down his face. His hands trembled, but his heartbeat was calm. The glow in his skin faded, and then came back stronger. Sayla placed a disc on his chest. It pulsed once. Ray gasped. His back arched. His eyes rolled back. Flash. He saw stars, planets, entire systems. He felt voices not heard but known. Thoughts from another time. Echoes from Sayla's people. Children, elders, songs, war, love, loss. Then silence. Ray collapsed. When he woke, he felt cold, calm. He stood up slowly and looked at his reflection in the glass. His eyes were no longer the same. The left one was still human. The right glowed silver. He felt both familiar and unknown. He turned to Sayla. "It's done," she said. "You are now the key to what?" Ray asked. She walked to the window and looked out at the stars. "To the next stage. To survival." In the hallway, the enemy boarding pod landed. Doors opened with a hiss. 4 armored soldiers stepped out. "Weapons ready," target confirmed, the lead soldier said. "Locate and extract the alien. Lethal force authorized." They moved fast. Mia and Dex blocked the corridor. "Stand down," Mia said, gun raised. "This is not your call anymore." The soldier replied, "You're harboring a classified biothreat." Dex hesitated. Mia did in single quotes. She fired first. The hallway exploded into chaos. Alarm screamed again. Smoke filled the air. Ray felt the shift before the blast came. He ran out of the medbay. Sayla following. In the corridor, one soldier raised his weapon aimed directly at Mia. Ray's hand flew out. Unthinking. Cracked. A wave of invisible force knocked the soldier back 10 feet. Everyone froze. Ray stood in the smoke, eyes glowing. His right arm pulsed with light. He looked down at it, shocked. I didn't mean to, he said. Selah stepped beside him. You're learning. The soldiers regrouped, but now they hesitated. They hadn't been warned the target could knock down a man with thought alone. Ray walked forward slowly. Leave, he said. Now, the lead soldier looked shaken, but held his ground. This is a direct order from Earth Command. That alien's tech is not authorized for human contact. Ray's voice deepened. Then Earth Command is wrong. He raised his hand. Again, the lights in the corridor flickered. The floor vibrated. The soldiers backed off. This isn't over. The lead soldier growled. They returned to their pod and shot back toward the Alliance cruiser after silence returned. Mia turned to Ray. What are you now? She asked. Ray didn't know how to answer. Selah spoke for him. He is a guardian of two worlds. Later, Dex approached Ray in private. I told them where she was, he admitted. I thought I was protecting us. Ray nodded slowly. You were afraid. Dex lowered his eyes. What now? You help fix what's broken, Ray said. Dex saluted without a word and walked away. Ray returned to the medbay. Selah stood at the center, arms crossed. You saved them, she said. No, Ray replied. We saved them. Selah's eyes softened. The last phase is not power, she said. It's choice. Ray looked at her, confused. She touched his chest. Now. You must choose who hears our story. He looked out the window toward Earth. The stars waited. The stars outside shimmered like tiny flames. Ray stood alone in the observation deck, his reflection half human, half silver in the glass. He wasn't the same man who had answered the alien distress call days ago. His mind now held two lives. His blood carried two histories. And now the universe waited for his decision. Behind him, Selah entered quietly. Her steps were light, but Ray felt her before she spoke. You haven't said anything since they left, she said gently. Ray nodded. I'm thinking about what? She asked. Ray turned. About Earth? About your people? About what happens if I make the wrong choice. Selah walked beside him. There is no perfect choice. Only a true one. Ray looked back out at the stars. The Alliance will come again. And next time, they won't just bring 4 soldiers. They'll bring a fleet. They fear what you've become, she said. Ray's voice was low. I fear it too. Mia and the rest of the crew were waiting in the control room. The Alliance cruiser still hovered nearby, silent for now. Dex stood with folded arms. Command sent a new message. They want you, Ray, not Selah, just you. Ray entered the room slowly. They know I've changed. And now they want to study me. They didn't say study, Mia added. They said ... detain, isolate, monitor. Ray nodded. Same thing in a prettier box. Harvin stepped forward with a datapad. Your vitals are stable again. But they're not human. You've passed some invisible line. Ray looked at his crew. Do you all still trust me? Number. One spoke at first. Then Mia said softly, I don't fully understand what you are now. But I know what you've done. She stepped forward. You protected us. You saved lives. That's what matters. Ray smiled slightly. Thank you. Later, Ray and Selah stood near the escape pods. We can leave, Selah said. I have coordinates for a planet where no one will follow. Ray shook his head. Running won't help. Sooner or later they'll find us. Then what do you choose? She asked. He stared into her eyes, calm, waiting. I choose to speak, Ray said. To who? She asked. To everyone. Ray walked into the com room and opened a secure channel. One used only in galactic emergencies. The system asked for confirmation. He pressed his hand to the panel. His fingerprint no longer matched. The scanner paused, then blinked green anyway. Override. Accepted. He activated the broadcast across deep space relays. Through satellites to Earth and beyond, his voice began to echo. This is Captain Ray, Carter of the patrol ship Aegis. I'm no longer only human. I carry part of a people who came to us not with weapons but with hope. They were dying. We were their last chance. And I helped them not with war but with blood. With trust. Yes, I have changed. My body is different. My mind is more. But my heart is still mine. I ask Earth, the Alliance, and all who hear me do not respond with fear, respond with courage. Meet them not as enemies but as equals. Because the future isn't one species surviving while the other fades, it's both surviving. Together. When the message ended, silence filled the ship. No reply came from Earth, no warning from the cruiser. Outside. Silence. Ray turned to Sayla. Now we wait. But Sayla smiled. No, she said, now we begin. The next morning, a small signal came from the Alliance cruiser. Message received. No threats. No orders, just 3 words. Ray let out a breath he hadn't realized he'd been holding. Sayla placed a hand over his chest. They listened. For now, Ray said. But this is just the start. She nodded. You were never meant to stay small, Ray of Earth. Ray smiled. You always say strange things like that. She smiled back. Strange things save worlds. Later, Ray walked through the halls of the Aegis. Crew members passed him, nodding with respect, not fear. He was still their captain, still their friend, only now he was more. Dex joined him near the medbay. So, what happens next? Dex asked. We fly, Ray said. To new systems, places we've never been. Dex raised an eyebrow. To explore? Ray nodded. To connect. That night, Sayla and Ray stood beneath the stars again. Do you regret anything? She asked. Ray thought for a moment, then shook his head. No, because in a way, you didn't just give me your memories, you gave me a purpose. She looked at him. And you gave me a future. The bond between them pulsed, quiet, warm, alive. Not just a medical link. Not just a science project, a bridge between her kind and his. Between fear and understanding. Between endings and beginnings. Some stories start with war, but this one ended with a choice and a chance for something new.